We're on day 16 of the Oregon Coast Trail. I wanted to show my dune campsite from last night without bothering the couple that was also staying there. They were very nice. Levi and Brielle celebrating their 3rd anniversary. Pretty cool to just go to a secluded area to camp to do that. It was didn't have the beach sunset, but it did still have soft sand and lots of trees for protection and a beautiful lake. I'm on the track to get back to the beach right now, and as you can see, lots of trees too. So I was out of that wind, even though it would eventually have died down out of that wind from last night. So getting an early start today because even though I had what seemed like endless beach yesterday, I only have less than 2 miles of beach once I hit the beach. Then I hit the Umpqua River, and unfortunately that is a big road walk. That's like a 14-mile road walk. I want to make sure I get that done today, especially with breaks, because road walks are hard on the feet. There is a ferry that can be arranged to go over it, but it's $25 per person, but a minimum of $50 per ride. It's $50 or a road walk, and unfortunately for me, I think that means road walk. So I don't see any other hikers here, couldn't find anyone to share it, so I'm doing the road walk around. So just gonna try to get that done as quickly as possible, and then I will end with more beach. Morning light on the beach, beautiful. This beach that went on endlessly yesterday and was mine for quite a bit of it, and seems like it goes on endlessly. I have less than 2 miles. I mean, it does go on further to get to the river mouth, but for me to get around it, my exit point is a little less than 2 miles. Alright, bye-bye beach. See you much later today. Sun is still coming up. That is beautiful, actually. There's that little green sign. That's my exit to my road walk. Alright, yoink, yoink. This one's got a lot of ripe berries. Maybe like one more. Okay. So, first couple miles of this road walk are actually on this forest road right here. It's been nice and quiet. I've had literally just one car go by. So, nice reprieve before I hit good old US 101 again. And obviously there's berries growing along the way too. So, got a little bit of a supplemental breakfast. US 101, we meet again. I have 8 miles, 8 of US 101 going through towns of Gardner, Reedsport, and Winchester Bay. I have a car coming behind me. So hopefully there will be some sidewalks or something eventually. So at least this section has a little bit of a trampled path on this side of the guard, because you can see there's not that much room on the other side, and there's some very big trucks coming by. This is actually one of the more clear sections. A lot of it is tangled with these blackberry vines, which have thorns on them and stick to you. But getting glimpses in front of me, you might be able to see it. There's some blue out there. That's the river system I'm gonna have to cross, and it's gonna take a couple bridges. funny, the bridge over the first river had a label. This one doesn't have a label. This one's over the Umpqua. It's another one of those Art Deco-ish bridges, but also seems to be a drawbridge. I'm just excited it has pedestrian access here on the sides. Let me get a little bit further and then I'll film the actual river. Alright, here's the river. If this is a drawbridge, it's a different drawbridge than I'm used to. It kind of looked like there was an opening a little bit further back where it would hinge, but I'm not seeing any hinge in the front here. So over this possibly drawbridge is the town of Reedsport. Yeah, here's the other opening right here on both sides of this metal part of the bridge. It's open here as well. I am not sure how that works. Let me just turn around again. But there are stoplights at either side of the bridge, so I imagine that's got to open in some way. Several more miles to the beach, but I think this is my last bridge crossing. This is a much smaller body of water. Okay. Alright, it's after 1 p.m. My feet hurt, so I'm going to stop in for this restaurant. It's got a burger on the sign. That's a good omen. Alright, the diner let me sit at a table that had outlets, so I was able to charge my phone and some other stuff. I've got the port working on my phone again. I still have the wireless charging stuff, but port is working again. And she refilled my water bottle with restaurant water, so that was very nice. I still got 3 miles left of 101, 5 miles until the beach. Last town on the roadwalk. Okay, and it seems like everybody are leaving 101 right now. Headed down to the beach. I think I still have like maybe 2 miles. But hopefully it won't be as bad as 101, even though it does seem to get quite a bit of traffic. Beach. This is the South Jetty, the Umpqua River. So heading back down on the beach right now. My goal on the beach is to get as close to the next low tide crossing as possible. And that is 6.5 miles away. I doubt that's gonna happen today, but low tide is gonna be, the good low tide is basically sunset today. And then there's a low tide that's not as low first thing tomorrow morning. So again, just trying to get as close as I can and maybe point the camera at the beach instead of looking down at the dunes. Get as close as I can and just see where that is. Wind has picked up again. You can see the sand flying in front of me. I have a feeling this happens every afternoon. The ocean is so beautiful in the evening. Got maybe about an hour and a half until sunset. Just updating on my nice, calm, glorious beach walk. It's pretty uneventful, but I'm okay with that. These cliffs over here, there's some OHV trails, so every once in a while I hear the vroom, 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 vrooms of the OHVs, but they don't look like they're allowed on the beach. So, nice, calm, beautiful beach walk. Getting another real sunset in today on the beach. Unfortunately, I took a look at my low tide crossing, and it's 10 Mile Creek, and it actually migrated a half mile south of where it is on my like the GPS point on my map. So I do need to get as close to that as I can. I might end up walking a little at night tonight, or get up really early in the morning, depending on where I can find camping. Beach camping right before sunset. This is actually technically in a no camping zone until September 15th. We are past September 15th. There's actually markers right next to me. They also say September 15th, don't enter. But we're past snowy plover nesting season, and I have successfully set up a beach camp before sunset, barely. How amazing is that? Oh my God. All right, well, successful beach camp night. Beautiful spot too. It should be above high tide. It should be above. I'm always worried about this. But beautiful spot. Got to see the sunset, and I'm 1.7 miles away from the GPS marker for the low tide spot for tomorrow morning. Sounds like 2.3. So I might be getting up just before the crack of dawn, or right at the crack of dawn, to try and get down there. I need to check my tide tables. I've got 10 miles more of beach tomorrow, and then I've got to go around another river system, Coos Bay. But I'm going to be stopping partway around that in North Bend, because I am in desperate need of doing laundry. So I'm gonna stay at the hotel there, do laundry, and resupply.